Okay, I'm here with Marques Brownlee. On YouTube, you're a YouTube tech reviewing star. How many? Almost 2 million subscribers.
Right.
And you started, just tell me, Columbia High School, Maplewood. You grew up in Maplewood. Your first video, how long ago and what was it? And describe it to where you're at today.
Yeah, my first video was about 6 years ago,
Right.
and that was just my first 100 or so videos were just screen recordings. So just recording the screen of my laptop with a piece of software to a couple people, whoever wanted to watch, and then as a study growth from there. Today it's me using a camera to record devices and demonstrate things and review things and show and explain all kinds of technology, and that's basically what it's done today. So that's to the 2 million people or so that are subscribed on YouTube and following in any other place. And
you started with a webcam, right?
Yeah.
Now you have some serious equipment.
Yeah.
As we can see in the background here.
Right. It was just the webcam and the laptop that I was just talking to.
Right.
The first camera I bought was a Sanyo Zacti CG10 little pistol grip handheld camera, and just pointed it at whatever I was going to talk about and reviewed it. Had it on a little tiny tripod, which was fun. And slowly, steadily from there, it's been little changes here and there over the course of week to week, basically, in equipment and shooting style and things like that have gotten it to where it is today, where I'm shooting with a nice camera that, of course,
that's beyond nice, I think.
It's doing work for me, yeah.
You said, serious expenditure.
Right.
All right.
Right, but yeah, it's been like steps on steps to build up to this point, and hopefully it will continue to build and help to make the quality of the videos better every time.
Was at one point, and there was a Google executive, I think, that described you as the most influential tech reviewer on the planet. Was there a point where you made it because of one review, or where you sort of just jumped into the public domain, or was it just sort of this gradual building, viewers 100 here, 100 there?
Yeah, it started, I guess the way I like to describe it is if you had a sort of a gradient, and on one side of the gradient is yellow, and on the other side of the gradient is blue, and it just kind of flows from green to blue. And it's blue now, but way back when it was yellow, and I'm trying to find the first blue pixel. Can't really point to one thing that sort of made it blue. It's been a whole slew of different changes that have been made. I guess buying a camera for the first time to do hardware videos was sort of one of those earlier points. But there have been little spikes all over the place of new things, new people discovering things that's made it what it is now.
Give me an idea. So you get the manufacturers, you're picking up some of these things on your own, and manufacturers are sending them to you. Give me an idea of what goes into a review. You get a phone today. What are you testing it for? What are you looking, and what's the video about?
Yeah, I try to take it as like someone who's actually like bought the phone. So if I just bought something, or just something arrives on my desk today, I take it out the box, I turn it on, I sign in, I get all my apps installed, and I just start using it as a regular phone every single day. I test the battery life, I'm testing the camera, testing the web browser, all the performance, what kind of games it'll handle, how the design fits in my pocket. Phones are huge now. So all these different things I'm testing, just kind of like from the perspective of a day-to-day user. And then when I notice things, I just kind of like write little notes down, little bullet points, basically over the course of my day. Not like excessive paragraphs or anything like that.
Write it down in longhand or on
I have
screen?
An app. I use Google Keep. I just kind of write down random things as I think of them or as I notice them.
Right.
And then eventually I'll decide it's time to share this experience. Basically I'll sit down in front of the camera with this list of bullets and press the record button and talk for a while. And I also then, I go out and get shots of the device, and I'm shooting from all these different angles, trying to capture what I'm talking about and make it clear, and eventually I'm editing that into a sort of a story and a review of the device or whatever it is I'm doing the video about. So it can take anywhere from 8 to 28 hours, but eventually it gets done, and hopefully is worth the time for the person who watches it.
Take a phone you reviewed, or the phones you reviewed, say in the last year or so. Is there some things that are just annoying? What annoys you about common features on a phone, or is it just vary by? Yeah.
All the time. There are cameras in phones.
You want to take the phone and like, why did they design it this way?
Yeah. I mean, there are. Well, first of all, thinness. Phones are getting really thin
Right.
at the expense of this internal capacity, which could be used for battery. I'm totally okay with a thicker phone having a larger battery versus a thinner phone for the sake of being thinner. So that's something that bugs me, is being thin for no reason. Cameras could really use work. I feel like there are only a handful of good cameras in phones before they really start to drop off and just don't take good pictures. So I guess those would be the top annoyances in a smartphone, yeah.
Of all the device, what's your favorite, maybe your most favorite thing you've ever reviewed, the thing you just wanted to
I did a
fell
video,
in love with?
Yeah. I did a video about the Tesla Model S, and obviously
This is a car.
This is the car, yeah.
Right.
And you know, it's not a full review. I'm just talking about the tech in the car,
Right.
which is what I focus on. But the car itself, as a thing to drive and a thing to use, is also really awesome. So that would probably be my favorite thing.
And you spent a day driving it around New York City.
Exactly.
All
yeah.
right.
Tesla reached out after I talked about them a lot at CES when I found their car in the Panasonic booth.
All right.
So I got to spend a day with it, and I will be spending more time with Tesla also in the future. So there's more awesome Tesla content coming, which will be fun.
Yeah. So it's not just phones and laptops. You're branching out.
Yeah, I like to say anything with an on button is game. If it's electronic in any way, headphones, tablets, phones, cameras, lights, accessories, cases, whatever. If it's got an on button especially, that's what I like to look at.